Welcome to TRADEREP. This is Shorthammer. It is the 28th of June 2019, and we're looking at Amazon. Now, what's funny about Amazon is in the pre-market, we gapped up and we tested that 1916 area, which is cool. And we pulled back pre-market, then we pushed up again. And so you were kind of hoping that we would hold above the 1908 or this 1907 area, but more about above 1908 and get a push through the 1916s to at least get to this next level up in here to try to get through to 1923.75. The thing with Amazon is it doesn't seem to have enough buying pressure to push us above the supply zone, and it doesn't have enough selling pressure to push us below the demand zones. So we're kind of stuck in limbo as it's coiling. That's good news and not so good news. If you're trying to get a little bit of range out of Amazon, it's not giving us that right now. But we are getting clear levels of demand and supply. So if you zoom out, you'll see we're kind of slightly stair-stepping all the way up. We dropped down to this 1875, which is a level for us. Regained the 1889. That was a floor. Now we are up over the 1902. That's another floor. And that was the ceiling the previous day. Now it's a floor. Now we need to get through the 1916s and make that a floor as we keep stair-stepping up. We're just waiting for a catalyst to be able to drive us up. Right now, just watch that 1902 area. As long as that 1902 area holds, and even down to the 1895, but really that 1902 area will keep going up. We just have to be patient here, and we'll see. We received some good news yesterday, where a dozen of the nation's largest lenders said they will boost payouts through dividends and stock buybacks to more than $173 billion. So that means that J.P. Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, they're going to be doing massive share buybacks. So we should see some liquidity and a boost in the market. Let's see how that plays out, because we're headed right into the G20. So maybe, if they are smart, I can't say if they're smart, they're geniuses. So what they're going to do is we're going to see what happens. So the catalyst, we should see if we get a bump tomorrow from this news, because it came out after market. So the Federal Reserve approved their share buybacks. They passed the stress test. Everybody's happy. So what this should do is, even if we see a pullback from the G20, if they just wait for a bottoming event, if we don't get a deal from the G20, we have a catalyst. Once they start buying back shares, we should see a slight pop. We should. Now, if the G20 is great and we come out with positive news, all they're going to do is add fuel to that rocket, to the rocket that's already flying up, and give us even a greater boost. So no matter what happens, keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on the financials, because that is great news for us as far as the market, as far as the potential to go up. So let's see what happens and see when they start to buy those shares back, how they schedule that, and just keep an eye on that as far as in the overall market. And how does that benefit Amazon? Amazon is hovering not too far from all-time highs. So if we get any type of catalyst out of the G20, we're going to rip. If we get negative catalyst, we're going to go down. But we have the levels to watch. You know what to watch on Amazon now. You know to watch 1875, 1889, 1895, 1902. That right now are our demand levels, where the buyers have been stepping in and pushing us up every time we push down through those levels. Now above that, we had to watch the 1908, 1916, 1923.75. those are the areas of supply where when we've extended up into those areas, the sellers have told us, hey, we're going back down. So it's heavy supply up there. Even watch all the way up to the 1936. That's also a supply zone. Once we clear these levels, we should cruise a little bit. We should have a little bit of overhead, a little bit of open space to push to the upside. But right now, we're in this box of supply and demand that we're just struggling to get through. Once Amazon gets clear, no matter if it's to the downside or the upside, we're waiting for a 30 to 40 point run on Amazon, maybe even more than that. But that's what I'm waiting for personally, for us to get out of this zone and just get a strong push either direction. That's what I'm waiting for. Either direction, a strong push. And as you can see, outside of this little area here, my next area of supply demand is down here at 1845 by 1858, and up here 1988 by 1997. The 1845 is still, to me, the last line of defense before we see a nice drop here. We'll see. But all through here, the 1875 has been the wall. 1868 by 1875 have been the wall to hold us up here. Each pullback we've held, any strong sell-offs we've held and pulled back up in here recently. So below this, we'll see if this area holds. Above this, we want to break up to 1936 and a squeeze up into this next supply demand zone.